Good morning, Moini. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you so much. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. So, how was your weekend?
My weekend was amazing. I had a family weekend and I spent it with my family, so it was fantastic.
Oh,
Thank you.
Great. I also went out with my family. It was a nice weekend for me as well. Okay.
All right.
So, today's session we have carrot juliennes to make. So, you will be learning how to make carrot juliennes. Okay.
Yes.
So, uh, before we begin, I would like to ask you, do you ever cut vegetable?
Yes, in fact, I do. I do cook at home, but very basic, and my cuts of vegetables are definitely not uniform the way I see it in hotels or restaurants.
Okay. Do you remember what we did in the last session?
Yes, we studied or identified different vegetables that you had mentioned.
Okay, we did learn some exotic and Indian vegetables. So, can you name few of the international vegetables, one or two?
Yes, zucchini and bell peppers.
Okay, great. Okay, so today's session is very much related to the previous session where we learn vegetables. Now we are going to use this vegetable in the kitchen. So how to use them? So first thing, obviously, we are going to cut them into various cuts. Any cuts do you come across during your kitchen practice?
Yes, so I have done cubes and dices.
Okay, so today we are doing juliennes of vegetables. Okay, so we
Okay.
are going to use carrots. Okay, today's session will be 20 to 30 minutes session altogether, and we are going to have all this, whatever you can see, that's our mise en place. Before beginning of the session, let me give you some brief about what is juliennes. So carrot juliennes, it's a French word. It is derived from a soup, French soup, which is called potage julienne. Okay, in this soup, they use a lot of vegetables which are strictly cut, nicely juliennes cuts, and they are used inside as well as on the top of the soup as a garnish. Okay. So let's begin our session. First, let's see what is mise en place. Can you see what is these things? Can you identify them?
Yes, I can see two dusters that we have, a peeler,
Okay.
a knife which definitely looks sharp, and there is a green color chopping board, and we have carrots that we want to
Okay.
cut.
So why you think we need to have a sharp knife? Any reason?
I've actually experienced this when I used a blunt knife, and every time I cut with it or try chopping with it, I end up on my finger.
Oh, great.
So, and even with sharp knife, only once that I've experienced where I had no idea to use it correctly, and I cut my finger again.
Oh. Same with me when I was new in the kitchen for training. I have cut my finger during my first training session in one of the one of the hotels in Lonavala, where I was cutting first time onion chopping, and I cut my finger. So never mind. This is our mise en place. We have two dusters. I'll just repeat again. Then we have chopping board, green chopping board. Then we have knife, peeler, sharp knife, and then we have carrots. Okay.
Alright.
So our demonstration for today's session will be divided into two parts. So I'm going to do the first part, which is setting up the chopping board and washing all the equipments and carrots. Okay. So, and the second part will be peeling the carrots and making the juliennes cut. Okay. So I'm going to do the first part. So let's begin. So I want you to observe during my practical first demonstration. You observe how I am doing, and after that you are going to practice the first demonstration. Okay. So I'll just begin. First thing, we are going to wash the carrots, your chopping board, and your knife.
It may have germs or bacteria which is not visible to our eyes, so it's important to wash. And in terms of carrots, because there can be soil particles which can be on the carrot as it's a root vegetable,
Yes, fantastic, great. You are absolutely correct. We have to wash them so that there is no cross contamination. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe them. Please wipe. I'm going to wet this duster and I'm setting this duster underneath the chopping board. So what will happen? Do you have any idea why I'm doing or wetting this duster and putting underneath the chopping board?
I can guess this
Okay.
because
Right.
again, in my experience at home, my chopping board keeps on moving and it's not stable.
Okay.
So I had seen this in a video once where the chef had put the duster and it actually gave the stability to the chopping board.
Yes, fantastic. You are
Thank you.
absolutely correct. Okay, this will prevent the chef from cutting his finger. Okay, so
Okay.
nice and firm. So this is done. Washing is done. Okay, your knife is there, and we are done with the first demonstration. Okay, so I will request you, as you observe now what I did, I want you to practice the first part of the demonstration. So please go ahead and do the first part. Good, very good. Good going.
Chef, so is there? So do we have to keep it only half, or you
You
can
can
actually
spread
fold
and,
it?
Yeah, fold it and just spread it. And that should be enough. And you always check before you set it up. If it is not moving, then it's good to go.
Okay. Yes.
So we are done. Very good. We are finished with the first part. So you have done the washing up your vegetables as well as you have done washing of your equipments. Okay. So let's begin with the second part, which is your carrot peeling and cutting the carrots into juliennes. Okay. So I am going to demonstrate you first. Please observe carefully, and if you have any question, please ask. Do you have any question for the first demonstration?
Uh, Actually, an interesting one.
Yes.
I had also seen one of my friend using a blue color chopping board. So could you tell me, is there a difference when it
Yes.
comes to the colors?
Yes. So when it is green chopping board, it is for the vegetables. When it is blue, it is for the seafood.
Okay.
Okay. And we also have white and red chopping board.
Okay.
So white is ready to eat food, and we have red chopping board, which is for the raw meat. Okay.
All right.
That is the distinguish of the chopping board which is done. Okay. And so that why you think it is segregated? Why different color codes board is used?
Again, as you mentioned, in cross contamination can happen, and if you
Excellent.
have raw food crossing with the cooked food, that can have contamination
Yes.
and be troublesome for the organization.
Yes, absolutely correct. Well done.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so I'm going to start the second session. Please observe carefully. So, starting with the peeling of carrot. So, I'm holding the heavy side on the top. So, why you think I'm peeling the carrot? Why can't we directly just cut carrot directly? Why we are removing the skin?
It is. It's basically to avoid any soil particles that would be there on the skin of the carrot.
Yes,
So
perfect.
that is why we
Absolutely
need
correct.
to peel.
Yes, we have to remove the soil particle. I am trimming the sides. Again a question, why I am cutting the sides And trimming?
I don't know.
Okay. Oh, sure. So we are trimming the sides, so we can have equal parts, equal size of your juliennes. If you
Alright.
don't trim, we have if you see the end, it is very narrow at the end, so that is why we are cutting the sides. Now,
Okay.
next part, I am going to make it a rectangle block out of it.
Okay.
So I am make a rectangle block. You can see nice rectangle block. Okay. So after that, I am cutting it into thin strips. Okay. So why thin strips? Or I am going cutting.
Because you want thin cuts of the vegetables?
Yes, perfect. And also it will have one shape of juliennes. Okay.
Okay.
I am stacking them. Okay. All the parts I have stacked, and I am going to cut them very thinly. So what difference it will make if I stack them? What do you think?
As I can see it right now, while you've stacked it, is giving a uniform cut to the vegetable and is also increasing the speed of the work.
Yes, absolutely correct.
Yes.
That is, our juliennes will look like this. It's like a mastic, as you can see the texture. Okay, so we are done. Any question?
Yes, yeah. In fact, I have a question. So, when you cut the vegetable and when you cut the carrots to get this particular block that you wanted even, so what happens to the trimmings?
Generally, the chef use this trimming for stock making.
Okay.
So they are not thrown in the bin; they are used in stock making.
Alright.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, chef.
So I hope you have understood the second demonstration. I request you to do the second demonstration. Follow the correct procedures. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Trim the sides. Very good.
I have to cut it in. Is that okay, chef?
Yes. Go ahead. Good. Nice and thin.
Do you want me to cut this also?
No, that's good. Okay, so you are done with the second demonstration of today's session. So I just revise our objective for today's session is cutting carrot juliennes. Okay, so I will request you now to do the entire demonstration part 1 and part 2 again with the new carrots. So can you please just clear this and start the entire demonstration once again. Okay, you can keep it on my chopping board. Okay, I'll just remove for you. Okay.
Take this.
Great going, Mani. Nice. Done?
Yes.
Very good. Okay, so we have done with the entire demonstration. So well done, Mohini. So you have I'll give you, before I give you feedback, let's check your knowledge. Okay?
Sure.
So, first question. What was the session we have conducted last time?
So last time we spoke about different vegetables, identification of vegetables, which was with continental or rather international and Indian vegetables.
Do you remember any preparation or anything we can do with the exotic vegetable from last session?
I unfortunately cannot.
Okay, we have discussed some stir fry vegetables preparation, some soup preparation.
Yes, right, yes, it does bring back the memory, yes.
So where the name derived, Julian?
So it's a French origin and it comes from a name of the soup, which is pota julienne.
Very good. Excellent. So why you peel the carrots? What's the reason to peel the carrots?
It is important to peel the carrots to avoid any dirt or soil particles going in the preparation and any kind of germs or bacteria that will be present on the skin.
Okay. And what about putting the duster, wet duster under the chopping board?
It gives the stability to the chopping board, as I can see and confirm and experience that. So I will remember this and use it at home.
Yes.
Yes.
So you don't cut your finger.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Fantastic. Okay, last question. Why we stack the carrots?
Stacking the carrots actually helps to get the uniformity in the cut and also increases the speed of your work.
Excellent. Well done, Mohini. So now, any question before I'll give you my feedback about today's session?
Yes, I think, I have a question, Chef, because when I see this after this, I still have few of them which are thick. So
Okay.
how to be more precise with the cut?
Okay. The precise cutting need a lot of practice, Mohini. You have to practice, and as our next session is also related to different types of cuts, as you experience and practice in future, you will get better and better with the cutting of vegetables.
Yes.
Okay.
Chef, I have one more question. So with the cut of the vegetable, I can see those are really thin. So if I'm using it any preparation, how long or what is the ideal cooking time for the vegetable?
So this kind of cuts of vegetable which are very thin, easy to cook, it will max to max 2 to 4 minutes to cook this kind of vegetable, julienne vegetables.
Okay.
Okay, and generally it is used in stir fry.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
or a garnish.
All
Okay.
right. Yes.
Fine.
Yes.
So let's evaluate and just check your cutting. So rather I'll ask you, what do you find the difference between your cuts of juliennes and my cuts? Anything?
There is vast difference. You are
Okay.
literally like a matchstick, very
Okay.
thin. Mine still has
A little.
thickness to the cuts. And also I see though the length of the cut is also a little different. I mean, yours look very lengthy.
Okay,
So-
never mind. It's fantastic. Still, you manage a lot of nice cuts of vegetable. Though with the practice, you can still improve and get more finer and nicer julienne's cuts of
Yes.
vegetable.
Yes, I will practice, Chef. Thank you so much.
So, how was overall your experience?
My
Have you
overall-
enjoyed today's session?
Yes, I did. I certainly did. And I will get better and I will make sure that I use this when I'm making salads at home. because I've always got a comment from my friends that you need to improve on cutting of vegetables.
Oh.
So now it gives me more confidence to do it in a better way.
Great. I hope you have grasped all the things and learn and you practice. And this practice not only help today after this session, in future also whenever you do any kitchen practicals, this cutting skills or setting up the chopping boards will definitely, holding the knife will help you a lot in future sessions also. Thank you very much for attending today's session. Wonderful to have you, and do practice your cutting skills or knife skills at home.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you. It was
Thank
wonderful to attend your session. See
Thank
you in
you.
the next time. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.